Hello, class. Good morning. For today's discussion, we will be discussing the lesson 3, writing effective introductory statements, more specifically for chapter 3 results under quantitative research. So, for our lesson objectives for today's discussion, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to first explain the purpose of an introductory statement in the results chapter. Second, identify the essential elements of good introductory statement. Third, write clear, objective, and research-aligned introductory statements. And fourth, distinguish correct introductory statements from the incorrect ones. So first here, we will be discussing here what is an introductory statement in the chapter 3 results. But before we will start, what quick question, no? Of course, you have encountered already that there are various tables in the result part. No? If ever you have read a research, published research or mga research paper nga naka-hardbound na. So you have noticed there sa quanti, may mga table 3, table 4, table 5, and maka-ask kayo ng question na, bakit may table? Para saan to? No? So that confusion usually happens kapag walang maayos na introductory statements, specifically in the results chapter. So today, we are going to fix that problem, and by the end of this lesson, you would just recognize a good introductory statement, but also you will be able to write one confidently. So let's start. Let's define muna what is an introductory statement in the results chapter. So when we say introductory statement in the chapter, the results for methodology, this is just from the name itself, introductory, introduction. So this means it's an opening sentence. So sometimes it's a short paragraph, but more likely it's in the form of one to two, or sometimes three sentences. And of course, think of it as a signpost that guides you, that guides the reader before presenting the tables and the results in statistics. Na kumbaga pa, para siyang road sign siya, nagsasabi siya sa mga readers. No? And anong research question ang sasagutin natin? Ano yung mga variable or analysis ang pinapakita? So class, if I show you a table without explaining a research question, it belongs to, no? For me, mahihirapan kayong iintindihin yan. No? Kaya nga, exactly. Without an introductory statement, the reader doesn't know bakit andyan yung table. At what specific research question based on your statement of the problem align yung table na yon. So kumbaga pa, the introductory statement, it prepares the researchers and the readers before the numbers or the tables come in. Now, another question here, why introductory statements are important? Now, let's talk about bakit importante siya, especially in writing your chapter 3 and specifically in research defense. A good introductory statement does four things. First, it gives logical flow. No? Hindi lang basta mag-ambak-ambak yung ideas. Hindi nag-jump-jump yung ideas mo. It aligns with the chapter 1, more specifically, di ba, the statement of the problem in which each specific research questions can be found in the chapter 1 under the statement of the problem section. And then, it prevents confusion during your research defense. And lastly, it shows academic maturity. Common questions ng mga panel if mag-ask sila sa inyo. Of course, during the final defense, more likely the panelists will jump directly to the chapter 2 results. So of course, andun yung mga tables. So baka tatanungin kayo ng panel ninyo na which research question rather does this table answer? Of course, you can answer it na like you can refer to your introductory statement. The panel already knows the answer, but di mo na kailangan magpaliwanag pa na mahaba. No? So think of this as your sort of a silent defender during your research defense. Next part is the essential elements of an effective introductory statement. Now let's break it down. A strong introductory statement has three non-negotiable elements. First, reference to the research question or objective. You must clearly say kung ano yung research question ang tinutukoy. Hindi pwedeng implied lang. No? Take note, just like what I mentioned on our previous lesson, that whatever questions being asked in your statement of the problem, these questions must be answered in your results. And it must be presented logically. No? Like, what is the first question there in the SOP? Then that first question must be answered and must be the one to be presented first. Second, clear identification of variables. Of course, the reader should immediately know like ano yung gina-measure, ano yung gina-compare, ano yung gina-relate. And the third element is neutrality, and it must be results-oriented language. The results is not discussion. So dapat walang opinion, walang further explanation, walang bakit. No? So make it life easier, we must follow a standard formula in presenting our introductory statement, just like this one. This section presents the results for research question 2, which sought to determine, yan, you can memorize, no? And with that, if you have a good introductory statement, following this kind of formula or format, then, well, hindi na kayo mahihirapan pa to defend what specific table this, this table rather, no, what specific objective this table align with your SOP, because you can use the introductory statement. Next, the language rules for introductory statements. No? Let's talk about language discipline. Hindi lahat ng academic sounding words ay allowed sa results. No? Words you should use: first, presents, shows, reports, and examines. These words are neutral. They don't give you implication or suggestion. Words you must avoid: discusses, explains, analyzes, why, and highlights the importance of. No? Kapag ginamit mo ito kasing mga words na ito, automatic sa discussion na yan. Hindi yan siya sa results. Remember this rule: no implication, no recommendation, no further explanation in results. Basic interpretation lang dapat ang makikita sa results. Dili mo mag-overact sa inyong pag-present sa results. Next, what are the examples of having a good introductory statement? Let's have example number 1. Example number 1 is a descriptive research question. Let's have here an example. What is the level of study habits of senior high school students? Of course, you can write in the introductory statement like, this section presents the results for research question 1, which sought to determine the level of study habits of senior high school students. Now, why is this correct? Because clear ang research question, specific ang variable na gina-ask, which is the study habits, and then based on the question here, it's objective yung dating, yung tone. Another example is a correlational research question. Is there a significant relationship between academic motivation and academic performance? So the sample introductory statement we have, this section presents the results for research question 2, which examined the relationship between academic motivation and academic performance. So it uses examined appropriately and no explanation for further results. Next, a comparative question. Is there a significant difference in the test anxiety when grouped according to sex? So this section presents the results for research question number 3, which aim to determine the difference in test anxiety when grouped according to sex, male and female. Now, bakit ito very good? Because na-mention ang grouping variable, which is sex, neutral yung the way it is being asked, and walang judgment na nangyayari. Sir, can you give us examples about a weak or incorrect introductory statement? No? Let me present you here the examples. No? Let's train your eyes. Hindi lang dapat marunong gumawa, but dapat marunong din tayong umiwas sa mali. So here, example number 1, interpretation included, no? The section discusses already why students have low academic motivation. It uses discusses and explains why. Well, in SPC format, we allowed one or two statement for basic interpretation, but further interpretation like medyo na sobrahan na is not permitted since murag parang ano na lang yan siya. Halika, wala. I'll wait for a while. Okay, nawala ang ano. But yeah, I will be posting naman this material. Nothing to worry. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here, example number 2, too vague. Too big. This section presents the findings of the study anymore. And it does not specify research questions. No? Anong findings? Anong variable? Anong research question? Yan. No, walang direction ito. Example number 3, it's opinionated. Like this section highlights the alarming result of students' study habits. Like words like alarming are emotional and biased. So results should be cold, calm, and objective. Next, how about the length of an introductory statement? Introductory statement, no, should be, important rule lang, the ideal is 1 sentence, but more likely 2 to 3 sentences should be allowed, especially kapag super complex. It must be direct and concise. What are the things that you need to avoid? Do not write a long paragraph explanation. Okay? Include statistics and summarize results. Intro lang ito, hindi a recap. So I have here some examples of a full results with proper introductory statement. Example number 1 here. Yan. This section presents the results for research question 1, which sought to determine the level of academic engagement of the respondents. Table 1 presents the mean scores of a descriptive interpretation of academic engagement. As shown in table 1, the overall mean score. Yeah. No? This example, it clearly follows a clear flow. It has a proper introduction. Mawala lagi siya. Mawala siya. Of course, it has a results only opening. Kumbaga pa, malinis and professional and panel update. And that concludes our discussion for the lesson 3, which tackles about a good introductory statement. Now, what is writing? Writing effective introductory statements for results. Thank you for listening.